8,
9.
10.
Yes, sir.
Hey. You now listen to another episode of Around the Way Curls. Boo, boo, boo.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
Go ahead,
Well,
Sal.
I have good news.
All right.
I'm officially done. This is my last week of my class.
Ooh,
April
Mama made
20th,
it.
4/20 is the last day. So happy to be done. So grateful for the experience. I highly recommend it to all business owners to check out 10KSB. Um, I'll let y'all know what I learned and how it's helped me at further time. I'm just happy to be done. In
Way to
this
go.
time of busyness, I have lost all ability to shop, to do laundry, and I was really like feeling bad about it, feeling like literally not having a moment in the day to go buy food. What to speak of know what the fuck I'm going to buy. Like it was just giving me so much anxiety. My clothes were piling up
Mm.
and somebody was like, "Girl, why don't you just go on Instacart?" And I said, "What?"
Wait, I have told you this.
Well, I don't remember when you said that, but somebody
And I told
reminded
you to
me.
get your laundry done.
I still haven't done the laundry thing because that's still a lot of it's still the act of taking my shit to the laundry is still hard for me to do these past couple of weeks. So that didn't happen.
They have
When I
some
tell you
places that will pick it
pick it
up and
up,
drop it off. Yes.
that shit probably $50 to do 2 loads
I
of
don't
laundry
think so.
because that's ridiculous. I need to understand their business model. That makes no sense. All I know is I went to Instacart and I went to Aldi's. Girl, I
Hmm.
said,
You do.
I said, what the fuck? It blew my mind.
Girl, you
Hours
so
later,
annoying.
it came to my house.
Yes, girl. I told you this. The only thing is you do pay extra. You know that, right?
But it's worth it. It's worth the
You pay
convenience.
extra on the groceries and at the end. Like the
Oh,
groceries will be marked up a little bit.
for real?
Yeah, like if something's 375 in the store, it could be 412 on whatchamacallit.
Well, that's disheartening, and now I'm discouraged.
Wait. No.
Because that don't make no sense either.
Well, that's how the fees wouldn't pay for everything. The little bit of fees you pay, they got to disguise it in the actual price. That's their business model, baby.
It was
It's still great.
it was really helpful to me, and not like on like niggas need that. They really do. I was just shocked. I felt proud because it's like, damn, I don't have any lunch for JoJo the next day. Like the amount of anxiety and the shame that
Mhm.
builds up. I can't take care of myself. Like the tricks your mind plays on you versus being like, let me sit down and get somebody else to do
That
it.
part.
To bring some ease into my life. I just It really was a game changer. And when I get to this laundry service, that'll really change the fucking game. But wow, bringing more ease. So
That makes me so happy to
it
hear.
really did.
Because seriously, the last time we talked about you getting your laundry done, you were like, "I can't do that. That's just I can't afford that. I can't." And I was like, "It's not that much more expensive. It's worth your time." Like sitting in a
Yeah,
laundromat and watching your clothes move
it's
around in circles.
it's about valuing my time too.
Yes, your
It's like
time.
valuing my
You have
time.
to pay yourself for
I
certain
wasn't
things.
raised like that though. It's like, why would you pay for that? You go do that. You do that. Why would you waste your money on that?
Yeah, of course you do that if you have the time and the space. Do you?
I did not these past
There you
couple
go.
weeks. I just did not
So
have it.
really, it's you get that done, and that's exactly what you did. Good job,
Y'all,
baby.
yeah. Do what you got to do sometimes. How are you?
you can really get crazy and let somebody else watch your kid, and maybe you go out.
That would be crazy.
I know it would.
Like pay
Outside of
somebody to
your
watch
mother.
the kid.
Or you could actually maybe get a babysitter.
Get a babysitter.
Maybe.
Joe,
Look, you looking
what would I
around
do?
the possibilities of like, oh, or even one of your friends. But anyway, I, guys, it's still the same night as the night before, as the last.
She's still high
So
from last
I'm
week.
not high again. It's just the same. We get off and then we record it the same night. So I'm here. You know, to again, today was interesting. That's my favorite word. Also, an aside, two things happened that I posted on my stories, and they were both with my mother. And I was explaining something about James Harden, who's on the Sixers, to my mom. And I was like, no, he doesn't have any championships. Like he disappears in the playoffs, and we're going back and forth. And then when she realizes that he doesn't have any championships, she goes, interesting. I was like, there it is. There it is. She didn't know if I was right or wrong, so she just said interesting and ended it. And then there was this sweet thing, and whoever I end up retired with at an old age, most likely you, I want you to do this for me. You're gonna have to learn the game, okay? When my mom has to get up and go to work very early, she works at a school. And so she cannot stay up to watch the games. So her husband will finish the game and he takes detailed notes on a piece of paper and then leaves
I
room
saw
for her
that.
to write her response to it as she follows. Okay, it's 6 minutes left. This was the score. 7 minutes or
Wow.
5 minutes left. That's the score. And I was like, you have to keep these. She's
Wow.
writing like, yay! And then she's writing like, go, Maxie, because she sees that he scored a butt. And so then she leaves it, and it's almost as if like he gets to see what her response was.
Oh, I love that.
So
That wasn't
sweet.
the internet. I would be like, yo, there was. I have no idea what's happening right
No,
now.
we have some time to teach you. You
Yeah.
understand
I like
football.
basketball. I did not. I like basketball.
Okay. So basketball we'll get you there.
Yeah, into it.
Um in other news, Jonathan reconnected with my ex again. And it
Mm.
was and not reconnected in any other way besides like literally um and it was not my fault, but it was my doing. A picture of his sister came up on my phone as like memories from X years ago, and I was like, oh my god! And it was during Christmas, and she's got her like, I just remember this little girl, and so I sent it to him as like, this came up in my iPhone or whatever. And so we ended up going back and forth a little bit, catching up on each other's lives, and he, has such. It was just interesting. I don't want to tell he had a lot of stuff happen recently, like big life things. And we were just talking about that and going back and forth. And for a moment, I was like, this is so nice because this is how you really honor the thing. Like we didn't end on the best of terms, but somehow we found our way back to love. And the love just looks different
Hmm.
than what maybe we wanted at a certain
Yes.
time. But it
Yes.
exists. The through line
Hmm.
is there of like, oh, we care about each other. And it was
Hmm.
just compassionate and it was easy and it was nothing more and nothing less. And so it felt hearing these life things that he's doing and maybe at one point being something that you imagine for yourself with him is like, whoa, that feels weird. But then you're also like hella happy that he's there, that
Hmm.
certain things happen for him. So, um, overall,
Bittersweet.
great combo, but it was, it felt nice. It felt like a button. Like, okay, that's nice.
A button?
Like a little period. Like it's
Oh,
done. Like,
period. Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
said a button.
Sounds like
Ah,
a
it's like,
zipper.
bitch, what?
Sounds like.
A button? All
I
right.
love it.
That's all she got. I fucking
I
love you.
do. It's
Tati
bittersweet.
don't
I
fuck
know.
with
I
auntie
know
though.
it all
She
too
said, I
well. I
love
know it all
it.
too well.
I
It's
love
it's
it.
bittersweet. It's
Tati
full
say,
circle.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
It's
don't care. I
holding
don't
two
fuck with him
things
like
at
that.
once. Holding two things at
Yeah,
once.
that's all. That's all it is ever.
I hate it. I hate holding two things at once.
Fuck it.
Hated
He
it.
literally said, "I better not hear my name on no goddamn podcast."
Ciao.
I said, "Child, I only
That's
mentioned
it.
you like 22 times out of 250, so that's not even that bad." All right, voicemails. Didn't you do that once?
Voicemails.
Yeah. We're here. And I realized, you know what I just realized? I have not actually said where to call in a while. If you would like to leave a voicemail, please give us a call at 215-948-2780. 215-948-2780. Okay. So, first up, I need a moment to get myself organized. Thank you. No, I'm nervous.
Is this
I mean,
episode voicemails? It's all voicemails.
I don't know yet. You got to decide. All right, first voicemail up.
Hi, Shanti. Hi, Internet. This is Gia from Georgia, Atlanta. And I was calling in response to your last episode. My mother was my first bully. And I am a mental health counselor for kids at a residential treatment facility. Um, it's basically like a mental hospital, a school, and a juvenile detention center all wrapped in one. Um, what you guys are talking about, Darcy, you made a comment about how you felt like some of the things that you may have done with your daughter may seem punitive or whatever like that. I think it is very important to teach kids there are consequences for actions because that is how our society is set up. You can't just do whatever you want and expect not to have consequences. There are natural consequences in life. So telling them to, take space or time out, that is not punitive. Sometimes we do take space to gather ourselves and to regroup and calm down, de-escalate ourselves. Tension reduction. You need those things. You need to teach kids about delayed gratification. You will not always get a trophy for doing what you're supposed to do. Sometimes that gratification comes a little bit later. And also with children, a lot of the time, it's still not little. Okay, a lot of kids do well if they can. And if they can't, and if they're having a lot of behavioral issues, it is very, very important for us to be the investigators. Find out what's bothering them. Why are they acting this way? Watch them. A lot of the times we have issues with our children because we're not paying as much attention to them as we should. We're only one person, like you were saying. Um, we're only one person. A lot of single mothers, they don't have the time to actually pay attention to their kids as much as they um, taking space is very important. And having natural consequences and consequences in general is very important. Explaining the why behind is the most important thing for children. A lot of the times we say, oh, because I said so, but we're not explaining it. It's because it's unsafe. It's because I'm teaching you a life skill. It's because this could potentially put other people in danger or this is going to lead you down the wrong path. You have to start explaining the why behind it. Sometimes that has to trigger us to actually think about the why. Why am I telling this child to do that? So we also have to understand that children have age appropriate um, age appropriate things for people. Age appropriate consequences. Age appropriate things. You can't expect children to do things that they just physically cannot do. But thank you so much, and y'all have a blessed day. I wish I could talk about this a lot longer. I love you guys and continue doing what you guys do.
Yeah, I don't think that, or I want to retract what I was. What I don't think I said that kids shouldn't have consequences, or I think in terms of my experience with my daughter, I think just like you said, teaching them just the skill to calm down, teaching them the how to self-regulate is
Hmm.
very important. And in my case in particular, I was expecting a baby, a one, a two, a 3-year old to have those skills and being frustrated with her for not having them. And my resort to dealing with her was to remove her from the room if she was upset or crying or wanting something. And I know that that wasn't the best way. I think if I have another kid, or if, now that I have that experience and kind of understand um, the process to teaching kids how to self regulate, I don't think a 1-year old, a 2-year old, or 3-year old should be put away or put in timeout for that matter, because cognitive, just like you said, they just don't understand what's going on. Um, and like you said, it's age appropriate. There's ways that babies and young kids can't be intellectualized the way that an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, and can understand the consequences and connect what they do to um, potential threats or yeah, just consequences. So that's what I was speaking about. I in no way try to think that the experience of a child should be cushy or should not involve discipline. I just think that there's ways in which we have to discipline and have to offer, especially for those ages of a baby till 3 or 5, when they're just learning, they're experiencing their emotions for the first time, guiding them through that self regulation so that when they are older and the stakes are a little bit higher, they know how to calm themselves, they understand the emotions that they're feeling, and they're not responding in rash or yeah, or dangerous ways or
Can I
logical
ask a
ways.
question?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how like a lot of people will say, "You keep picking that baby up, she ain't never gonna stop crying." And I think about that. I'm like, well, is that true, or is that a way where we're neglecting the child still? Like the child, something's wrong. It wants something. It's a baby. It can't communicate, so it cries. But then you have this older, mostly older generation who would say, well, if you always picking that baby up, yeah, it's going to keep crying because it keeps getting what it wants. Are you saying that, you should always pick that baby up?
I mean, it's all in context. I don't know. I don't know that should be the foundation. No, I
I
wouldn't
think we
make that
should.
my. I don't think that that's my foundation for caring for a baby. They're a baby. They are babies. You know what I mean? And I've seen
What is
babies.
not your foundation?
The idea of my foundation is I'm gonna keep my baby down because I don't want the child
Oh,
to get attached to me and look for me for to be
yeah,
consoled
that
and to
kind of
feel safe.
conditioning.
I
Hmm.
feel like the baby needs to feel safe and needs to feel consoled and needs you are its safety in that moment. You are the one providing those attachment styles.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't
you're
disagree
creating
with you.
those. Yeah, so I don't
But there,
know.
but it's a huge thought that,
I I'll tell you one
that's a
thing.
way a lot of people subscribe to.
I had a friend of mine the I had to watch her child recently, and I she's a woman in my life. I don't know if I would call her a friend, but she's a woman in my life. And I've known her when she had a baby very, very young. That baby was always on her hip. That baby wouldn't go to anybody else. And I, in my mind, was like, that's weird. That's not, I don't know why you're doing that. Like, there's going to be a negative consequence. Very similar
Hmm.
to what you're saying of like, put that baby down. Baby's
Hmm.
only going to go to you. The baby's now 1, and she's so secure, and she left her
Mm.
mom and she kicked it with me, and she was trusting, and she was so secure in a way that I imagined, and I put it on her that, like, why you keep holding that baby? You gonna make that baby never
Mm-hmm.
gonna leave you. And now she's like this really grounded, secure kid. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Wow.
Maybe there is something to it. So I don't know, child. It's
That's
hard.
powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. All right, another voicemail. Shanti, can you write the time for me?
Oh, child. Yes, I
I put the
can.
first one, don't worry. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. That, oh, didn't work.
Hey, ladies, I am listening to your most recent episode. I'm going to Michelle and her Instagram post because my daughter, who is go back and forth on um, how we're reprimanded as children and parents, when we choose to reprimand. I just want to throw in this additional layer of when, as a parent, you're raising a child with neurodivergent. My daughter has ADHD and attention, and the way that this throw too many steps at her, which I often do because high anxiety. Okay, when you get home, do this, and this. Mama has stopped listening after the first this, right?
Mm.
She's not going to catch all of that. And the more anxiety that I have, I'm sure that creates some kind of shame because she can't follow through on what I'm giving her. And the more that she isn't following through, the more anxiety that I have.
Mm.
Because as we know, with the anxiety, it's all about the future. And so my immediate go-to is to think, how is this girl going to survive when she's an adult? You know, a lot of times we think like that. So I don't know. I just want to throw that piece in as far as neurodivergent children, and also this anxiety that a lot of us, especially in Black families, that a lot of us have around. You know, how is this child going to be later on? People are going to be wondering who raised you. Why don't you know this? Your mama didn't tell you anything. Which, when you put an asterisk, it always comes back to your mama, right? Motherhood. Fathers, you know, it seems like they can skate past it, but any kind of shortcomings that a child has is, you know, at least in our heads, it seems to be linked to the mother. So I'm rambling at this point. I'm sure you heard my son in the background, so he's making me forget what I'm saying. Okay, neurodivergent. But just wanted to share that. Thank you, ladies, and keep up the good work. I love your personalities, and I love y'all's laugh. Thank you. Bye.
You're going to get a lot of that
Yeah. Thank you for
laughter.
sharing that. That's hard, and that's a
Yeah.
spiral, and that is triggering for you and asking for your consciousness in that relationship too, and that makes you feel ashamed and go through a thing. So it's work, but I think that's a beautiful seeing that pattern that you're creating. And again, like it it children, all relationships, but especially with children, like what is your foundational belief around um in your relationship with them? Is it fear based? Are we just terrified for them all the time and everything that we're doing is out of fear? Or is fear completely opposite of love? Are we confusing those things? I don't
Mm,
fucking know. Like us being terrified and we're like, oh no, I'm loving this kid. That's how I love him. But we're
mm-hmm.
really like leading with that, Joe.
And then that is very real. And I think how many people are doing that even outside of parental
Yeah,
relationships.
moving in fear.
We talked about fear last episode, child.
Mm.
Whole thing.
Mm-mm.
All right, next up.
Hey, my name is Bree. I'm definitely big fans of you all, so keep doing what you do. But I'm actually at my desk and I'm listening to the episode about bullying. You know, sharing your experience with, Zoe and mental parenting and projecting. But I relate so much to that, with my daughter who is 9 years old. I try to really strive and um, raise her, different than how I was raised. And, you know, part of that was, my father spoiled me as a kid. And
Mm,
then that, that didn't set me up, you know, it didn't really set me up for to be successful later in life as I became independent on my own. I didn't have chores, growing up and this, that, and the other. So I don't necessarily give those chores to my daughter because I do want her to focus on her education because, again, I felt like I didn't push myself in education. So really just raising her uh, in a much different way that I was raised because I know she will have to become independent and in this world by herself. But like when she, doesn't do like the simple things of like her responsibilities or just like getting herself ready for school or getting dressed or whatever, I start projecting and I go to, why are you lazy? Why are you being disrespectful? So like Shanti, I'm right there with you. It's 80 degrees where I'm at today. And so I'm going to pick up my daughter and, we're going to go out for ice cream and we're just going to have a talk because I thank you all for sharing. I don't want to be my daughter's bully at all. I want to be able to teach her and just grow and be this amazing, beautiful Black woman in this world and always know that she can strive for excellence. And I want to be her cheerleader and not her bully. Thank you all so much. I hope I didn't get cut out. Again, big fan. Bye.
Again, I'm woefully unprepared for the resources to kind of help with these kind of situations. I'm going to include it in the description of this, but there are lots of folks on the interwebs that offer these kind of scenarios around your child not getting ready on time, not doing their chores, and how to have the discussions and the prompts and the support. Because I think that's what we're trying to figure out how to do is support our kids to show up for themselves versus scare them into doing it or force them into do it. We want to support them in it. And there's some really dope people that have the language and the scenarios to help with those kind of conversations with the kids. But yeah, onwards and upwards.
I
Joe.
do think I do think that a lot of it has to do with asking the kid why.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I don't know if they always know. So I think that can be an opportunity to like offer them
Mm-hmm.
some ideas around maybe why, because maybe they haven't put it together. Like, why aren't you doing X? And being lazy and being unproud, not proud of your own space. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that is a part of it. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's that something else is going on. They're depressed, or maybe that it's whatever the case is, but asking them those questions like, I need to understand why you're not doing this because, and I think it's fair to say, this makes me scared
Mm-hmm.
and that this is my own fear, depending on their age, if they can understand this, but this is my own fear because I want the absolute best for you. So I want to make sure that it's not this because then we need to figure this out. Is it anything else? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
those conversations had that way are
Mm-hmm.
fair so that they understand. Maybe you can lay out some repercussions of each different scenario
Or
or
do,
solutions to each
yeah.
scenario, you know?
Or do they even understand what responsibility is? You know what I mean? Like, do you even understand what that concept is
And
and
why
how
it's
it,
needed.
why it's needed, and then walk them through for them to feel embodied in it. What did it feel like when you got your homework done at this time? What did
Mm-hmm.
it feel like when you took out the trash and brought it up? Like, how does it feel for you to take some uh control over how your schedule is? If you don't like doing your homework at this time, is this time better? And then allow them to, just like you said, think about and then embody, like, oh, that felt good. Oh, this is what responsibility feels like. Because we have all these concepts. You're not responsible. I don't know what that means. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't understand its currency.
Yeah, like exactly. Energetically, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like I'm just, living my life. I don't know what these
I think
big ideas you're talking about.
A big part of it when you talk about responsibility, you're talking about pride, you're talking about those things.
Yeah.
That's when you got to, to me, that's when you got to get into the roots of like, do you know who you are?
Mm-hmm.
So that then there's something to be like really proud of. It makes me think of that whole like you're a Henry thing.
Oh, I never had those conversations.
Oh my God.
Never.
I don't know shit about the Henrys, really. I just knew I was one. And what that meant. Ain't no that. Henrys ever get locked up for this. Half of it was lies.
Yeah.
When you grow up and you like, wait, who was locked up? Wait, I thought no Henrys. Wait a minute.
Right.
But
still,
but instilling that sense of pride. It's like when you when you come out the womb and they say, you hate Dallas. It's like, okay, I understand I have a sense of pride of like, oh, then I love the Eagles. I bleed green. There's like a tribe there that's backing you and supporting you that you feel like you don't want to let down either. But they also feel like a support system, hopefully.
Yeah. That's important though. Yeah, breaking down the reason to do that. What does it feel like to be proud?
Yes.
Like, I'm just feeling this. I'm 36 years old. And I was like, what is this strange feeling in my body? Dead ass. That's real. That's real. Wow. Oh, God. Childhood wounds. Mommy issues.
Don't
my inner child. Fuck.
Okay. You're crazy. She said, oh, God. All right. Ready? I hope this is right. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, God.
Hey, so I am basically finishing up episode 254 about my mother was my first bully. And boy, the timing of this episode is horrible because I was in my feelings towards the end, especially when it sounded like Shanti was kind of choking up. So this is definitely an episode that I will not rewatch on Patreon like I typically do. However, I just want to say that I have a son. I have 3 kids, but my oldest is a son. He's 11, soon to be 12. I had him very early on. I was in undergrad school, and then I went to graduate school, and then I went to internship, and then I was trying to get my career. And because I had him so early, I didn't take the time to think about the ways that I didn't like the way my parents parented me. And so because of that, when I had him, I stuck to what I knew. And when he turned 6 or 7, I think, when he turned 6, I had my second child. And by that time, I was doing the conscious parenting thing more often. And I realized that everything I did from 6 to, I guess, when he was an infant really impacted him. Because now he has difficulty expressing himself. He shuts down if he feels like if he's disappointed me in some kind of way. And I'm working so hard every day to change that because I don't want to raise him to be that kind of man. And so, Shanti, I say to you, it is difficult. It is overwhelming. And we feel like we fuck up a lot as parents, especially when, we start young. But what I have found is that I am less frustrated and I am less stressed when I'm really taking that time for myself. And it doesn't have to be like an elaborate date or anything like that with myself, but even just getting up early in the morning, earlier than the kids, to have that time to myself to think and reflect, and also having open conversation with him about things that I feel like he's old enough to understand how, I'm a human and I'm not perfect. And I am trying my best. His dad is trying his best, and we are both trying to undo the things that we've learned. But this is 30 plus years between the both of us of things that we have learned that aren't the healthiest. So stay the course, Shanti. You're doing a great job. Antoinette, I hope you are taking these gems from Shanti and other parents around you so that when your time comes, if that's something that you desire, you'll be able to to do things a little bit better than those before you.
Mhm.
But this episode definitely hit home, and it had me in my feelings. So I just thought I'd call in. Thanks.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Breaking those generational curses. Yeah. Wonderful.
Right. She's doing the work. I
And they're
hope they
watching you. I think that's also it too, that they're watching you. They're also learning like, oh,
yeah.
you know.
I think it's really important that she is saying that she explains that she's not perfect
Mhm.
and that she, sees and recognizes certain things in her son that she wants him to be feel what it sounds like is have a more secure attachment, feel like he can open up, share his feelings, and that she's encouraging that. I think that he's going to remember that too. There'll be somebody
Yeah.
in his life that at some point that at least says it to him
Yeah.
and he thinks back and thinks, oh, now he has tools. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
remember when my mom used to ask me this. I
Mhm.
remember when how she used to do X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
And he's going to go back and fetch them, even if it doesn't happen right away, I
Sankofa.
think. There you go. So shout out to you. Yeah, that's really important. Okay. Next up, kiddos. I'm getting nervous. Here it is.
Hi, Antoinette and Shanti. I'm listening to episode 254. My mother was my first bully. And Shanti, you're really getting into what you perceive Jolie's behavior to me in this example about her not putting up toys or taking out the trash, about how we perceive it as disrespectful or lazy. And that is definitely how I was raised. However, I'm now parenting an almost 2 year old and just learning so much from gentle parenting as well as Montessori method, as well as just children's psychologists and psychiatrists. It's so interesting and eye opening and shows like how almost ill-equipped our parents were sometimes and the things they did, I mean, just the things they perceived and how we project, on our kids. Sometimes our kids just don't pick up the toys or put it out, take out the trash because they just don't feel like it. The same way sometimes as adults, you're on the sofa scrolling Instagram and you're like, oh, I should go clean my kitchen, but you just don't feel like it. And it's interesting, we don't give our kids that grace so early on. We kind of make it more than what it is of like, oh, you're lazy, you can't act like this at a job. But it's like, it's okay for your child, be a child and this isn't a job. This is them just picking up their toys today, and they don't feel like it. It doesn't mean, that they're gonna plug out of school, or it doesn't mean it's necessarily their habit. Now, if it is a habit, then that's one thing. But I think like when it's one-off with our kids, we just project. We kind of make it more serious than it has to be. And I think part of it is like us knowing, like as Black parents, brown parents, we do have to prepare our kids for life differently than like white kids. They won't be given the same amount of grace. They won't be given the same amount of chances. We've all grown up and heard, you have to work twice as hard to get half. And it's as you guys say, it's so tricky. It's so many layers. But my bottom line is I don't want to, be so harsh to my child. And the reason being, well, the world is like this. I truly think, the world is going to world, life is going to life and I want to be your safe space. I can prepare my child for things without it being an example. Once we have that communication, I can prepare my child for things without them being embarrassed or miserable or living through it. I want to be able to, explain things to my child and it not be, they have to be an example. But yeah, the world is going to world and, I want to be a safe space at the end of the day. Thanks, ladies.
I love that. It also makes me think of, we keep going to, oh, this kid is lazy. This kid is being disrespectful. They're going to then falter in the world. I think we also have to be super aware of the kids that do everything that you say to do, that get straight A's, that don't give you any trouble, that they're often, producing anxiety or producing this overachieving, um, don't want to make people feel disappointed. So I don't know. There's this ease or this relief that we get if we don't have a quote unquote problematic child, but I think that often leads the kids that are not causing any trouble to be unexplored, their interior to be unexplored as well, when they're often at risk of being conditioned by the world as well to be over overachievers, or think that their value is in what they produce, or how productive they are, or how they don't cause people, being people pleasers. So it's child, either way, it could be a problem. So watch out now.
I think it's also something interesting I wrote down. I think there is some value when some parents really want their children to understand that there are times when you're going to have to do things even when you don't want to do them in discomfort. And like, I think parents too, they do that all of the time. It's
Yeah.
like a requirement. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this is actually how life works. And if
Mhm.
you can't, you're tired from gym, and if you can't put your clothes away, and then you don't even understand why that's an issue, shows me then we get to the next layer of you don't appreciate all that I do. And then sometimes I feel like when the parent doesn't feel appreciated, they have no patience for any of this shit, and it absolutely becomes that this child is lazy and disrespectful because they have no appreciation for you, when really you're tired
Yeah.
yourself, and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
angry,
You're
and
just projecting onto
you're
them.
projecting too.
Hmm.
There is something to be said of your child needs to learn how to be appreciative. Your
Hmm.
child also needs to learn how to do things in discomfort. So I feel like all of this, there has to be obviously a balance. It's not just that you're projecting. It's not just that,
Hmm.
we can't tell these young people that they need to do it even if they are tired. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, sure, you can tell me how you feel, but in this moment, I still need you to do X. That's how life works. I don't know. I don't have a kid, so I don't have to figure it out. But just that's something else that I was just thinking about. Um, all righty. One more, kiddos. One more. Where is this? Everybody has like the same what is that? It's not a zip code, area code. It's weird.
Where they from?
You see them? Yeah, we're
Oh,
708. Is that Florida?
is that a man?
Hey, my name is Brianna. I just started listening to you guys recently, and I'm listening to episode 254, and you guys are talking about positive parenting. I recently just became a parent in the last 2 years, so I am a positive parent. I do positive parenting, and I took a class on it from Supernova Mama on Twitter because I was raised with parents who are basically authoritative parents, and they definitely bullied me and they'll bully me and gaslight me and try to get me to do things that will make them happy. So I just wanted to come in and, not come in, what? I just wanted to call and basically give my thoughts and opinions on positive parenting and what it really is, because basically positive parenting is just trusting that the way that you raise your kid is right. Like, kids aren't inherently disrespectful or lazy or anything. They are people, human beings, and when you view children as human beings and people instead of perfect little things that you get to control, then you can finally adjust your way of thinking and stop thinking that everything is an attack on you, because your kids aren't doing things to attack you. They're just going through life to be themselves. So Yeah, I don't know. I really just have to keep adjusting the fact that um, my kid is not doing this to disrespect me or to hurt my feelings. Like, why would my kid be doing that? Why would my kid be inherently being lazy? Like, that's what my parents used to say about me, and it's really triggering. And I didn't really get why until I became a parent. And it's just like, I'm not lazy. I just don't want to do it right now. I get to have a moment um, where I'm just, to myself, like, I don't feel like kids should have to do things when you want them to be done. And I definitely feel like you have to remind children of things because they are forgetful and they get to make mistakes. And when you tell them that they're disrespectful and they're lazy and things like that, that you're teaching them that it isn't good to make mistakes. That making mistakes is the end of the world. So I would basically have you guys think about what are you actually teaching your kids when you react in a way that your parents will react or that you would typically react, and what would you actually want?
She got cut off.
Damn, she got cut off. No callbacks. Damn.
She didn't call back anyway.
That was juicy. What would you want? Damn, we'll never know. Fuck. Why would you play that one? You would.
Why? I saw it going up to 3 minutes. I said, oh, shit. I don't know if she made it.
She knew. That's the new rules. We apologize.
I call it a girls' band. Probably when they get cut off, they probably don't even know. It probably doesn't even seem like it went through. So then you really like, I'm definitely not coming back up here to say all that again.
I think it's interesting also for people that don't have children though to figure out how they were parented affects them and
we good.
The way you show up in the world and the choices in your relationships as well, because it ain't no ain't no that's like, no, we ain't got no kid, don't worry about it. I'm a rich auntie.
We good.
What you talking about? Yeah, all right, that's your problem.
Chill, you doing the most. Relax. Take it easy.
Listen, this is an ongoing conversation, and I've reached out, and I'm going to invite one of these women that be on there on the TikToks talking her shit about the gentle parenting.
Did she respond
to her? Yeah, she did.
What'd she say?
She said, "Sure, here's my email."
Ciao.
But yeah, it's a whole fucking theory. It's a whole way of. I ain't never heard. What she say? Polite parenting? What she say? Good parenting?
Gentle, polite.
No, the other person, the person that got caught up, she said, "I'm a good parent." What did you say?
A good parent's pretty basic, so I don't know.
Patient parenting? Damn it. She didn't say gentle parenting, but
I can't wait to see y'all rude ass, ungrateful ass kids in like 14 years. Like, I'm playing. I saw a meme that said that. It was like all these gentle parents.
All these gentle kids.
Wait till the next generation.
I can't wait to see it too. I'm excited to actually see what how they come out to be.
Because I'm sure, you know what's funny? I bet you our parents were excited to look at us.
Were they?
Just as messed up as we could be. They was probably like, all right, we trying this. This is our way. We're going to learn responsibility.
What did your parents try with y'all?
Responsibilities. Make sure that you're accountable. What?
Like, what was the new shit that they were trying on y'all? Like, we ain't going to be like our parents. We're going to do something different.
We didn't get beat. Like, beat the shit. We got spanked. And my mom tried to hit me with a belt once. And I was like, girl, she did, but it was stupid. That was
girl, this is dumb.
My sister's listening. It really went like that. Because my dad forced her to, and my mom cried because she didn't want to. Because my dad tried to say that I hit my mom. And I was like, I didn't. But all right. She was crying. She didn't want to beat me because she pulled a white woman on me. And I'll never let her forget it. I still to this day be like, Mom, remember when you lied on me and you told Dad that I hit you? She was mad.
It's like a therapy conversation, isn't it? heard about this, but I'm like, wait, what?
No, I'm laughing now. I'm laughing now because she dead ass. She used to try to get me in trouble with him, and so she exaggerated this story, and I was like, "Girl, that is not what happened. Why would you do that?" Like I had put my hand up to block her, and then she hit my hand. She said she hit me. I said, "What? The white woman?" I was like, "No, I didn't." And then he was like, "You put your hands on your mother." It was a whole thing, and he was like,
she tried to, and then he told her to beat you.
He told her, "You go upstairs and
How old
take
were
this
you?
belt." I think I was like too old, 11. And I was like, "This is," and I was looking at her dead in her face, like, "Are you really going to hit me with this belt?" And then she like hit me with it once and was like, "Ah!" and ran out the room crying. I was like, "What?" Because you know you lied. You know you look stupid right now. The whole thing was done. It was, but that.
And Tina was, everybody in the house was just standing there? Tina was there just
this was drawn out. Girl, because then we had to go get.
Tina was sitting there eating,
girl, listen, then we had to go.
Apple juice.
Listen, we had to go get sneakers for school. And my mom and dad got into a fight because school was coming up. My mom was like, "We not sending her to school in them raggedy ass shoes representing me." And my dad was like, "She hit you. She not getting shit." And they had a whole argument in the shoe store. And I walked out with shoes. That's how you know I ain't hit her.
So you
and my dad was like, "Oh no, you definitely gonna beat her now. Cause she hit you. We just bought her new shoes and we got into a fight at the store. She getting hit." See? I'm gonna bring this back up to my mom.
That's a lot of shit going down.
But that was the one time, so that's why I remember it so vividly. Now I used to get popped all the time, but we never got beat. Both my parents got beat to a point where they'd have took those kids today. So that was definitely a generational shift, a huge one, because it was corporal over there. So they was like, "Yeah, our kids gonna be all right."
It's getting better.
And then I got the nerve to be like, "Mom, remember when you lied on me?" She like, "Girl, do you know what I went through? Shut up." Just like undid. That's what I'm saying. So the next generation,
say you're disrespectful,
ungrateful,
and lazy for even bringing this up, and you deserve shame. Shame.
You know, I'm not talking to you. I'm withholding love.
Withholding love from you.
And you can go try to figure out how to win it back.
Girl.
Tricky. Child, this has been a therapy session. Sit on our couch. Call us, y'all. Call us.
Well, that was good. That was good. That's my recap of this episode. That was good. You want more? See us next week. That was good. What do you think, Internet?
She said it twice. That was good. That was good.
What in a 90-year-old man? He about 77 that came out of me.
We need a new vocabulary, girl.
That was good.
That's why we got stuck. We said, "What's another word for good?"
Very good. Very good.
Not very good.
But we appreciate everybody calling and sharing their stories. We out here just trying to, like you said, be better than the next generation, child. Till we evolve to the next. They're just going to be born self-realized.
Can you give us an affirmation?
Girl.
Please. Girl. A gentle parenting affirmation. Monty, cue the music.
This goes out to all my babies' mamas. Babies' mamas. Stop beating them kids. Be kind to yourself first. And pave the way for the little ones who are at an early age. And don't be scared of drugs, alcohol, and just stop taking it to the extreme, okay? Just stop being on a pendulum and be more on a rocking chair. Gentle. We don't have to be extreme with these ourselves, number one. That's the other thing. Stop blaming everything on these goddamn kids and work with yourself first. Are you kind to yourself? Are you lazy? Love yourself, love the babies, and take deep breaths and teach them how to take deep breaths, because we got to incarnate realized souls, and we're on our way. We're getting there now. Just stop smacking the babies and coming from a place of fear. Ashe.
Namaste.
Hey, baby. Be a rocking chair, not a pendulum.
She said, make it a rocking chair.
Well, you know, rocking chairs like this is slow. Pendulums like this.
Girl, you get on my nerves. Pendulum is a really good word, though.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. All right. This episode is over. It was good. It was good.
It was okay.
Really? You didn't
good.
like it?
Was it good?
Oh, no. What's the name of it?
To all my babies' mamas.
We ain't do one like that? All right. That's perfect.
Y'all better be married. All of y'all should have been married. That's the first problem, is you wasn't married, having these illegitimate children, wondering why it ain't in any kind of order. That's my mother. If you want to know, how my mother talks to me, child.
Wait, how did your parents break generational curses?
How did my parents break generational curses? They didn't give a fuck. They kept it 100. There was no mirage of you got to do this thing for society. There was like, fuck society. That shit is fucked in the first place. Eat this tofu. Learn a mantra. And while we go be busy, we ain't really going to take care of you, but take these two things. We ain't going to want you. That's it, kid. Now go out to the world.
Good luck.
Good luck. This shit ain't real. None of this is real. And bye. Damn.
Well,
shout out to Bad
Are there
Barbs.
any therapists that want to come on next episode? You let us
there
know.
There is a therapist that reached out.
Really?
You know who
Reach
you
out
are.
again.
Yes, she reached out and was like, "Do you and your mom want to talk to me?" And JoJo? Because there's some healing that needs to happen.
I love that. You should.
It really brought up fear of, or this, like, my mom's 75 years old, yo. Like, she is who she is. And I guess that's my perception of her. So maybe I have put her in a space, and maybe I'm doing that to protect my own self and being like, yo, I know who she is. This is what she's capable of. Mm-hmm. But my mom is old. Who the fuck you talking to?
Literally verbatim.
Like, who are y'all talking to? You wasting your money on this kind of stuff. Anyway. Yeah, but maybe we should go to therapy. But my mom she don't give a fuck. Like, for real. Like, how Karishi don't give a fuck, that's how my mom don't give a fuck.
Can you just go for the content of the show? I've taken so many.
No.
Come on. I've taken it on the chin, Shanti. I've taken it for the team. Just one therapy session with you and Bad Barbs. Come back and report how it go. Hell no. Just come back and report how it went.
Oh, I was about to say, not recorded, child.
No, we can never have Bad Barbs recorded. That's dangerous. You want to hear the end of the runaway girls? The motherfucking is. Okay. You're like, cancel for the first time, every community has band together to cancel some podcast by the name of Around the Way Curls. Sources tell us that the hosts' mothers came on the podcast and offended every single race in the world.
Every race, religion, everybody could get it. She contradicted herself. It was poignant at moments. Is she Kanye West? My mother is the white. If you want to know my mom, she is the
She's
white
the white
Kanye.
Kanye West.
She is. She don't give a fuck. She's a Taurus. She don't give a fuck.
She on YouTube University right now finna find you a
She
good old
is.
video to tear
Figure
your
that
ass
out.
down.
Talk about AI. Now I guess the new thing is AI. Child. Shout out
Man.
to her. I love my mom. Thank you for bringing me here, girl. And the lessons you teach me. Or trying to teach me.
Well, Shanti, this has been fantastically nourishing.
Good. I'm glad you feel better. It's 11 o'clock. Fortunately,
It's 11 o'clock and I still need to move my car.
Isn't it? You got that turtleneck on back like it's December 15th.
Cold. Shit. Let me tell you something. I live in a rent stabilized apartment. Bitch, they turned this heat off.
Oh.
I said the it is freezing in here. I don't control my heat. The ghetto. One day, a white refrigerator and I can't control my thermostat. It's too much. Oh God. Get me the fuck out of here.
Shut up.
You got a white refrigerator? You ain't got no white refrigerator.
I got a black refrigerator, which is worse because it's just...
You got black Air Force Ones. You don't know what's in there.
It's dangerous. It's great. It's
pop them sides off, y'all. She holds it there. It's where all the rock is. Right in the sides of that, right in the doors. I know. Tricky. That's where all them little mice was coming from that black ass refrigerator. Something dead in there. You got the Air Force One refrigerator. Tricky.
These goddamn mice.
Not you. You still got them?
Yeah.
No, you
Blue
don't.
Ain't do shit but slam her body against the fucking wall and ask for food. She ain't come here and do no work.
Let me tell you something. Blue kept no, that's not true. Blue kept them away.
And kept me up all night.
Well, but they weren't coming in your house because they knew she was there. Blue handled her business. Okay?
It came at a cost. Everything comes at a cost.
Everything does.
Everything.
Cause and effect. All right?
You think one thing and it's something else. So.
No, it's freezing though. And I gotta
if you haven't paid your internet,
I got on these really fuzzy ass socks Thomas. Too. And I had
she got on it.
Not my Carl Thomas. Yo, she played me. I thought I looked like Vicky Vale in Batman.
No,
I thought I looked chic.
It looks great. No, it does. I'm only fucking with it. No.
She's like, girl, you look dumb.
No,
bro.
it looks beautiful.
You look like a little bobblehead.
Like, girl, it's April 19th.
It's cold. Anyway, you got your titties all out. Take it easy.
I know. Tripping. Wow. She fucking rolled out of bed and threw on a shirt. Struggling. All my life I've been awake. All right, y'all. Well,
that's all. All right, come on.
That's all. See you next week for another episode of Around the Way Girls. What's next?
Bye. They were fun.
Great timing. Great.
I don't think I could go move that car. I'm high as shit. A mistake. I don't know what time. What is so fuck?
You are high.
I know. I took a whole instead of a half because the half ain't been doing much.
Girl, you building a tolerance because you lightweight do drugs a little bit. You do drugs. Good for you. I love that for you. I wish I could do it.
I need to do drugs. Fucking ex texted me this bullshit. I said, edible it is. Self-medicate.
He texted you that? He texted you that?
Yeah. Girl, I showed you the text.
I thought it was Instagram.
No. He's happy, but the circumstance ain't good, but he's happy. So I'm happy for him.
True. Because
He's so happy.
anyway, let's get off this recording. Is this done recording?
Oh, Jesus.